Hello and welcome in to another edition of the PHNX D-backs podcast right here on PHNX. My name is Derek Montilla. Big ski to you all. Of course, I am occasionally known as your mayor of PHNX, and I'm joined not by Jesse Friedman once again, but by the one and only Father Overlord Jacob Franklin himself. What's happening, Faj?
What was
Thank you
the
for
what was
joining
the
me.
joke what was the joke the last time I was on? You replaced one tall, lanky white man with another tall, lanky
Correct.
white man?
Correct.
That's what I'm here
People
for.
might not. If I said that this is my vice mayor, occasionally known as Jesse Friedman, 33% of the audience would not have even noticed that it wasn't actually Jesse. I'm convinced of that. Maybe once you start getting into FIP and ex
Mm,
WOBA, if you don't use those enough, then of course there's
yeah.
definitely that. But uh big Groundhog Mama starts it off with a question. Let's just get to that. I am in I was in studio
We
today.
were in
Groundhog Mama
studio for
says
about
still
2
no
minutes.
studio. I was in studio. I was there. I was hanging out. I was glad to be out of the house. And then our internet didn't have a great connection. Still
Yep.
not great, but Jacob is going to do his best to join us from the office and get this damn thing done. Of course, we appreciate you guys being here. Connor says, ski, no Jesse, so I expect complete and utter chaos. Good call.
Absolutely.
That's a good
Yeah.
call. That's probably what exactly is going to happen. But I am very glad to have Jacob here with me. Jacob, the MLB Pipeline list, the top 100 prospects list dropped. The Arizona Diamondbacks had 3 top 100 prospects. Any surprises there to you at all that there's only 3 and that the names are Drew Jones, Tommy Troy, and Jordan Lawlar?
Um, no, because I think Brandon Pfaadt officially has graduated from the list. Obviously, Corbin Carroll's graduated from the list too. I
Yeah,
think this farm system is super deep, and I do think there is a lot of talent there. Um,
yeah,
While it might not be top tier talent, your A tier and B tier guys, I think you have a lot of roster control. Like I think there are a ton of guys that fill spots, right? One of the things that
yeah,
this organization I think has done, or is questionable at so far, is building pitching depth in their minor league system.
yeah,
Um, Dre Jameson, Ryan Nelson, Tommy Henry, a lot of those guys that were the quote unquote top tier guys in the system have kind of graduated to the big leagues, and that leaves a ton of question marks. I mean, Blake Walston, who was once thought of as a really like a high rated prospect, has kind of dropped down that system. His strikeout to walk ratio is not all that great. He doesn't K a ton of guys in Reno, so that's a concern. But I would love to see this organization kind of, while they're phenomenal at building outfield depth, shortstop depth, and position player depth. For what they're good at in that, they don't build a ton of pitching depth in the minor leagues. They struggle
yeah.
to develop pitchers for whatever reason that is. And that's something that I'd love to see them start focusing on, whether it's the draft, international signing. I think that's something that they can take a step forward in for sure.
And that's not just something within the Arizona Diamondbacks organization. It would appear across baseball that there seems to be a lack of depth when it comes to pitching. You don't see that many highly rated pitchers. There's just a lack of arms on this top 100 prospects list. So I do think that a big part of it is it's hard to be excited about pitchers in the Diamondbacks organization when they're putting up some of the numbers that they do in Double A and Triple A. And really, it from that point on, it's got to be more about the peripherals and other things than not necessarily just about the ERA and what's going on as far as their statistics go. But Drew Jones ranked 78th. We have Drew Jones right now, of course, the lowest of the 3. A lot of people had pause about that a bit, but I think it's just because Jones's arrival date isn't very close. It's not for a while. He's still only 20 years old. And there's still a lot of development there for Drew Jones. There's still a ton of potential, and he's still a very exciting young player. But MLB Pipeline said that his bat left something to be desired in the
Yeah,
California League as he pushed the ball 48.1% of the time to the opposite field, while also hitting into the ground a pretty terrible 61.3% of the time. So lot of things there to work on as far as his at bats. But again, ranked number 78th on the top 100 pipeline.
yeah.
So still a lot of potential there for Drew Jones.
Yeah, it seemed like in all the videos, and the evidence would point to this, that his bat seemed really, really slow through the zone in almost any video that you watched of him in the minor leagues last year. Like it seemed like he was really struggling to get bat to the ball, which could have obviously ended up in his opposite field numbers / ground ball numbers. You'd really like to see him be quick to the zone, long through, and like, the stereotypical A+ swing that guys are looking for. You want him to be quick to the zone, get his hands through, but then keep him through the zone for a really long time. He really struggled to get to the baseball. So, you'd love to see him be able to get bat to the ball at a much faster rate. There are some videos that have come out of him working out before spring training, and it seems like his bat has gotten quicker. The swing,
Yes.
he kind of stayed on the baseball a little bit better, and he was driving the ball. And obviously, it's just batting practice, but there was a sound coming off of his bat that you didn't see a lot of last year when you watched it.
Meanwhile, Tommy Troy, shortstop, is ranked 74th. He's ranked above Drew Jones. Obviously, that a lot of that has to do with his development and how far along he is being, the player he was. But in 23 games with the Hops, Troy he had 21 hits, 16 RBI, 8 stolen bases. So he's really been progressing nicely, and that's great to see him in the top, I guess 75, you could say. And then Jordan Lawlar falls just out of the top 10 at number 11. Mike Hazen expects him to make an impact on the team this season, and I think we do as well. It's just going to be interesting to see what they do with him, right? I don't think anybody wants to see him necessarily back up Geraldo Perdomo and not really get at bat. So again, as much as it's going to suck, there's a good chance he's going to start the year in Reno, which is probably the right choice,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, this is a really tricky situation, obviously, because what we saw of Jordan Lawlar at the end of last year, a lot of it is what I chalked up to. I think he was thrown into the wrong time. I think had they called him up in July when the team was slumping, it also wouldn't have been a great time. But you threw a kid
Yeah,
in
sure.
at the most important time of the year. I mean, every single at bat he was taking had like it was meaningful, which for somebody
Yeah,
who's never taken big league at bats, for him to step in and start taking at bats in the most pivotal moments in the season, that's a tough spot to get acclimated. And obviously, he would sit here and he would probably tell you, "I'm a big leaguer. Like I got to play at all times. It doesn't matter when I'm
sure,
coming in. I don't want to put the
sure.
pressure on myself." But whether he wants to or not, he probably was putting some pressure on himself. He probably
Of course,
felt that
of
every
course.
time he stepped up to the plate. I don't pretend to know what they're I didn't play professional baseball for a living, but it goes without saying, right? That's a tough spot for a 21-year-old kid to be put in.
Yeah. Yeah, it really
It's I
is. And
mean,
there's high expectations already. He didn't have a lot of time in the minors himself. And of course, there were the stakes were high for this team. The Diamondbacks needed him to come in and try to be productive to help them get a playoff spot and hold
for
on to
sure.
a playoff spot. That's a lot of pressure. And then, again, it was just kind of trial by fire with his involvement in the playoffs and everything. It's good though. I think that there's something to be said about the fact that once again, much like Corbin Carroll coming in at the tail end of 2022, you had the ability for him to kind of just get all of that like pageantry out of the way, all of the firsts, the first hit, the first this, the first that, everything that kind of does put that pressure on you as a player because you're kind of thinking in your head, God, I hope I finally get my first hit. God, I don't screw this up. God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
once you just have a little bit of time under your belt, you can kind of move on from that. So like bringing in a rookie at the end of the year and then allowing them to have that fresh start the next season feels like a pretty good move. I mean, it worked out obviously very well for Corbin Carroll, but he is a completely different animal. He is not an animal at all. In fact, he is a machine. And
No,
Corbin Carroll,
Corbin Carroll is not a regular person.
he's not. No, no, we know that. We know that. In
He's done
fact,
that. He's done this his whole life. He was
yeah,
kind of built that way. He's the epitome of the meme that you've seen of him in high school, where he steps up to the plate and he tries to call time like 4 times. The ump never grants time, and then he obviously just like mashes a baseball and
yeah,
just stares at
yeah,
it for like the next like 10 seconds, and it's like, yeah,
yeah.
he's that dude.
And kind of looks back at the
He's that
umpire
dude.
like,
Yeah,
thanks for not granting me
exactly.
time,
Flips
that
his
kind of thing.
bat.
Yeah. In fact, Corbin Carroll's mom just tweeted out or retweeted MLB's tweet about Corbin Carroll going from getting dropped off by his parents on day one, there of 2023 versus him being the rookie of the year at the end of the season, celebrating the award with his parents. And like, She asked, it's almost like the social media team knew, and I hate to break this to her, but we all knew. We all knew. I put that rookie of the year bet on Corbin Carroll early last
You
offseason.
had
It was
to.
a no brainer.
You had
You
to,
know,
because you were
you
never
had
going
to.
to get better. You were never going to get better odds.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that guy lived up to every single expectation. Hopefully, these three can as well, because the organization very much needs them. I mean, we went very fast from having some of like the most prospects in the top 100 to just kind of being average.
Middle
Having
of the
three
pack.
isn't terrible, of course. The teams with uh, the most top 100 prospects are the Cubs with 7, the Orioles with 6, and then there's 3 others tied with 5: the Reds, the Pirates, and the Padres. So the Diamondbacks aren't far behind, but it is great to see Mr. Electric, Sean DePaul. I was wondering why my computer was overloaded with electricity, and so was
Yeah,
my
he's
car
here,
driving home,
obviously.
Jacob. So I mean, it's like the energy was in the air. Great to see
Also,
Sean in the
special,
chat.
more
Ski,
energy.
ski.
Special happy birthday to
Oh yeah, and
Chris.
a special happy birthday to Chris,
Yes.
our den mother, Chris
Should
Melton.
we
Happy
sing
birthday.
happy birthday to her, Derek?
That seems like a terrible idea. I don't think you and
Okay.
I are
Okay.
qualified to sing
Fine.
on a live
Chris,
program.
I tried.
She did try. He did try, but we do have a special Mailbag Monday question just for her. Of course, I do have another present for her, because I mean, I know as much as this is going to pain many Diamondbacks fans to see it based on what it's related to, there is this image floating around on the internet of a Texas Rangers tattoo that was done in honor of their World Series victory.
Yeesh.
That is the lead
Yeesh.
singer of Creed, with the lyrics, "Can you take me
Oh, come on.
higher?
You got it. No, Derek. You missed it. It's
Can you
can you
take
take
me
me
higher?"
higher?
Yeah. Yeah, not great. That's not great. What would a Diamondbacks one look like, you ask? Well, of course I
Mm.
photoshopped that up. Jacob, can you throw that hideous thing up there perhaps for me?
This thing?
Of course it's sexy red. Ski to you all. That of
You
course is
photoshopped that?
maybe. Or maybe someone really got that. I don't know. Maybe
That
I
looks
was going
like
to come and make a promise on this podcast today that if the Diamondbacks won over 90 wins, I
why does that
might
look
get a
like
tattoo that
Emma?
looks very much like that. But in the brief time I was in the office, Jacob told me how terrible of an idea that was. And so he convinced me not to make that bet. We'll leave the tattooing bets up to Max, by the way, who still doesn't have his ad man tattoo.
Uh yeah, Die Hard's Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah?
I made a promise that I was going to drag him in. Oh, please tell. Oh, I was gonna say, please tell me Jacob got stuck like that with the finger up here, like you were making a mustache. Uh, yeah, Sean says you can't do that for less than a ring. Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right,
that's
Sean. I
brutal.
don't know
That's
what I was
brutal.
thinking. That's
That's
an
brutal.
insane.
You
That's a
definitely
insane
should not
proposition.
do that.
Yeah, well, sometimes you gotta go crazy sometimes.
Okay, but this
But of
though,
course, thank you. What's that?
a Jesse McGuire tattoo would go hard.
Oh, that would go
Him
pretty
playing the
hard.
national anthem,
Yeah.
just like full trumpet.
Yeah. And then just like a little banner underneath, and like, I don't know, what
Like
would it say
2001
on there?
World
Maybe just
Series
to be back.
banner.
Yeah, just the World Series. Oh, that's
That go hard.
might have to
That would
draw
go hard.
something up. All right. All right. Well, we thank you guys for your wonderful ideas. And of course, Sean for being here, the birthday girl, Chris for being here. If you're not subscribed to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel, make sure to do so now. Sign up for notifications. That way you don't miss when any of our wonderful shows go live. Leave us a little thumbs up. We like those likes. We always appreciate those. If you're listening on the audio podcasting side, we appreciate you listeners. Of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so on the audio podcasting side and whatever your favorite podcasting app is, and make sure to leave us a review. We always appreciate those 5-star reviews. They definitely help us out tremendously. Of course, speaking of helping you out tremendously, a tremendous help to get your home renovated and to make it look nice, make some nice additions, is with our friends at Empire Today. Empire Today. You've been singing the jingle for years, and of course, Empire Today gives you the ability to shop for flooring at home conveniently, just like I am right now. I'm podcasting from my home conveniently, and it's not bad. It's not terrible. There's a little bit more food here than at the office, but it also I don't have to traipse back and forth through downtown during the worst time of traffic during the day, like I was going to. So you can stay at home like I am right now, and you can shop for floors conveniently. You can even use their virtual home floor designer, which will allow you to see what those flooring, the new flooring that you picked out, whatever design you picked out, will look in any space in your home. It's wonderful, and of course, it's also backed by Empire Today's warranty, which they service their own warranties. You don't have to go out and find somebody to take care of any problems that might arise from your floor installation. So schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive $350 off when you use promo code PHNX. Restrictions do apply. See empiretoday.com/PHNX for details. And also on my way home, even though I did only go out of the house for 1 hour today, I did stop at Circle K, did fill up my car with gas. It was very cheap, Jacob. I did still have 25 cents off per gallon on my first 5 fill-ups. That is only because I made my wife sign up for the Inner Circle the Inner Circle app, and now I'm using hers.
Yep.
She doesn't know about that, so don't tell her. But of course, if you sign up for the Inner Circle program for free by downloading the Circle K app today, you can get your first save 25 cents off per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. You can save another 3 cents off per gallon every day after that. You also get buy 5, get a 6th one free on a selection of Circle K products, including pizza, coffee, and ice cold fountain drinks. So sign up today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit circlek.com for details. Jacob.
Derek, you live in Flagstaff, so it makes sense that you would have to fill up every time you come into the office.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I do live very far. It's South Flagstaff, first of all. Let's get the sides of Flagstaff that I live on. And I do live at least a good couple of hours away from Flagstaff. But compared to where
No,
the
it would
rest of
not
you live
take
in the
you 2
valley,
hours. You
I
live in
might as well live in Las
Derek
Vegas.
lives
as
in
far
the
as you
Rock
guys are
Springs
concerned.
Pie place. You live there.
Oh, yeah. Well, Max is going to get furious at you for doing that because now I have to talk about their delicious pies, and I'm not allowed to do that. But
How close are you to that, Derek?
it takes me less time to go get pies than it takes me to drive to work, Jacob. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
We'll just say I can get a Rock
You're
Springs
less than
pie.
2 hours from Flagstaff, then.
That's true. That's true. But anyway, these questions, this is a question, and these questions aren't for you. You're supposed to help me answer questions, not ask more questions, because today is the day that we do that. Of course, every year is our year. Every month on this show is Hispanic Heritage Month. Every week on this show is Shark Week. Every day on this show is Earth Day. But of course, on Mondays, we go to the mailbag. Jacob, ski, shall we?
My mailbox, always something interesting in my mailbox. I try to get to everything in my mailbox, and then once in a while there's a letter that makes me go wow, wow. My mailbox.
I made the mistake of asking for ridiculous questions today, and you guys delivered. But
Yeah.
let's get to some actual, I guess, grounded questions first before we move on to the insanity. Jacob, please, can we go with our first question? First question comes from Brett Lee Johnson, who somebody wanted to know, like, if Randy Johnson sized Brett Lee would win against a Brett Lee Johnson sized Randy Johnson. There's a lot of fighting questions coming up, but Brett Lee Johnson says, which prospects, one pitcher and one position player are you most excited to see in action when spring training rolls around? I have to say, for me personally, Blaze Alexander is still a guy I really like to see and I get really excited about. And Ivan Melendez, those two, as far as position players, are guys that I really am excited to see when spring training gets here. I know that they'll probably get a good amount of playing time in some of those spring training games because that's how they go. Those are the guys that typically get time in front of the coaches. What are your thoughts on anybody you want to see?
Yeah, I think one of the really interesting ones, I'm going to kind of pull this one out from a show that Jesse did. They talked about Jorge Barosa. He's a right-handed hitting
Jorge
outfielder.
Barosa is very, very highly touted for next year. Zips loves him.
He's a really interesting guy. It's almost like, and I hate to say this because I love him, but it's almost like Jorge Barosa, if he plays well, makes Jake McCarthy expendable. As much as I love Jake McCarthy, because your entire outfield is left-handed hitting, other than Lourdes, right? So you've got Lourdes, Corbin, Alec, Dominic Fletcher, Jake McCarthy. The list goes on. I mean, you could go even further, but you don't need to. Jorge Barosa is a right-handed bat. That's, and you need somebody that hits right-handed out in the outfield right now. He might fit that profile a little bit better to balance out the outfield. So I'm curious to see how he performs. Really hard not to say Drew Jones because he's probably going to be a part of the prospect showcase games that MLB is doing for the first time this year.
Yeah.
And that's super exciting. I'm really excited about that. From the pitching side, like I said, there's not a ton of depth there right now, but Landon Sims, coming off of the Tommy John last year, it seemed like his fastball dropped about 4 or 5 miles per hour, which is pretty concerning considering in college the one thing that he relied on was being able to blow up past guys at 99. So the numbers correlate. I mean, in high A, I think he had a mid-threes ERA. You know, he pitched well, but he wasn't the same electric guy that you saw in the College World Series when he was at Mississippi State. So Landon Sims is a guy that I look forward to seeing just to see if that fastball tops out 98, 99 miles an hour. We'll see. I think that's kind of a guy that I'm looking at. Blake Wellston is another one just because if you really want to say that you have pitching depth, it starts with him. He's your guy. It's a really important arm to have actually work. So
Sure.
hopefully he's able. I mean, he will see, for better or for worse, he will see innings at the big league club this year. That's the only way to put it.
I hope we see Yu-Min Lin. I'm not sure about if we would see him during spring training or not. I think we would at this point based on his career and based on just the excitement around him as a pitcher. I've never seen him live, I don't think. I mean, I might have seen him in spring training last year, but I don't really remember too much. So he's a guy that I've been really excited about. I know a lot of people have very high on their prospects list for the Arizona Diamondbacks. So it'll be interesting to see if we get to see him live. That'd be great. What else we got? Next question comes from Travis Moore at More For Me on Twitter. And Travis asks, would Ryan Nelson be best utilized in the bullpen all season? And then he asks, favorite place in the Valley and favorite pizza style for favorite pizza place in the Valley and favorite pizza style. Oh my God. My wife and I really love exploring good pizza sports, and we have many favorites. I'm guessing spots is what he meant, but spots and sports go together for sure.
Yeah, I think you and I are going to have a quick answer on the first one. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Ryan Nelson.
Just to answer that first question. Yeah, I don't think there's really any other way to put it. Ryan Nelson looked pretty good as a long relief guy in playoffs, in a big moment. I mean, obviously they were down by quite a bit, but 5 scoreless innings. It's exactly what you needed from him. I think, unless he develops another pitch, his fastball combination with, maybe one off-speed pitch, his fastball is good. It always has been. And I think if he has the ability to top it out at 98 miles an hour, 99, I think he plays a lot better than he does trying to pitch 5 or 6 innings every 5th day. So, yes.
Sean says pizza and AZ is why I moved away. Oh man, that's rough. I'm going to say Pizzeria Bianco for the pizza place. It's right office.
And none of us have ever gone.
It's incredible. It's Neapolitan style pizza. I mean, he says that, but I kind of disagree. And maybe it's because I don't know any better. Maybe I don't know what Lou Malnati's here in town is like versus Lou Malnati's in Chicago. But I like Lou Malnati's here. So Lou Malnati's is a favorite of mine. Like, I really like the fact that we have a decent mix. I like a deep dish pizza. I'm not going to call it a casserole. It's definitely a deep dish pizza, and I will fight you on that. But I will say, and I'm going to stick up for this place because, again, I probably should be saying like Spinato's because
Spinato's, yeah, it is good pizza,
incredible pizza, and it catered our holiday party. Spinato's is amazing. Sean's yelling about deep dish not being pizza in the chat. I'm not even going to listen to him, but shout out honorary mention to Barro's. Like, I feel like Barro's is like the Arizona pizza place. I like Barro's pizza.
No, we're not associating. I mean, look, I will go to Barro's, but we are not associating Barro's as the Arizona pizza place.
No, but what else is? Like, what else is from here that's a chain that's actually like locally owned and not some sort of, from out of town kind of deal, right? Like every Chicago
Barro's,
place moves here
I
because
will go to Barro's. I will fuck up some Barro's.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, like Pomo doesn't have a ton of places, but Pomo Pizza slaps.
Pomo pizza does slap.
Venezia's. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Venezia's is some good pizza.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's
They make
another
a
good, yeah.
fire
So
chicken pizza.
I think
But
there's more. I
yeah, I
think
mean,
there's more
really,
than you
if I
would
would,
think. But I will agree
I
with Sean.
if
Yeah, go ahead.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I will agree with Sean that I think in terms of the rankings of the type of food that Arizona does best, pizza is not a top 3.
Yeah, I guess not. But again, if you look in a lot of culinary like listings for the best pizza place, Pizzeria Bianco wins award after award after award. I mean, does it live up to that hype? It's hard to because it's still just pizza. It's still just wood fired Neapolitan style pizza, but it's very good. It's very good. And again, we got a great mix here. So I've been places that are worse, that's for sure. But I'm not going to attack Buffalo, New York, because that would just be silly too. And I want to hurt Sean's feelings, but I'm not going to at all. And yeah, first of all, Mark talking about like you guys wouldn't eat a casserole. Second, where like whoever said a deep dish pizza was a casserole is an insane person, and I don't see it. I don't have it. I can't. You're wrong. You're unequivocally wrong. Unequivocally wrong. I can't even
Yeah,
say words because I'm so upset over it. Go ahead.
I'm not a deep dish guy. So
Yeah,
I'm just
I
gonna,
love
yeah,
I love
I
deep
like
dish.
traditional New York style pizza or wood-fired pizza. Big wood-fired pizza guy.
Yeah, Sean says he hates watching these shows from the comment section because we'd be talking about pizza for 30 minutes. This would be a pizza only podcast, but we have lots of questions. Since Jesse isn't here, I took all the questions, so we got to move on. But yeah, there's your pizza choices. What else we got? All right. Tim asks, with the promo calendar. Oh, excuse me. Let me give Tim his credit. It's Tim Ankenman, RD, Tankenman, RD on Twitter. And he asks, with the promo calendar coming out soon, what would your dream giveaways be for this season? Replica pearl necklaces, purple vests in honor of breaking the losing streak from last year, more colored hair. Okay. This is actually a serious Diamondbacks related
Can we
question.
get the green Gabby hair?
Okay. Green Gabby. Well, he went purple.
He did, but
He's
he
got,
had green.
yeah.
He had a green for a split second.
It was just so short. We can't do that. We need more bobbleheads. We need more bobbleheads.
I know you like
Pre-planned
bobbleheads.
bobbleheads. Every single guy should get one. I want a Zach Gallen
Listen,
bobblehead. I
Derek,
want a Gabby
listen.
Moreno. I
What do you do
want,
with your bobbleheads?
you
What
know
do
what
you
I
do
do
with
with
them?
my bobbleheads. I
They
put them
all
on a
come
shelf. It
here.
takes up way too much space, and they end up. Yeah, my extra sports stuff ends up at the office. That's where they
Look,
end up.
this is a really hot take. This is a really, really hot take. I'm not a bobblehead guy.
What do you like as far as giveaway items then?
I
What do
really
you
like the
prefer?
replica jerseys. I think those
Okay.
look like that, like the Black Serpientes jersey
Yeah.
that they did last year.
Especially when they don't have a giant Pepsi
Phenomenal.
logo on it or some sort of
For
sponsor
sure.
branding,
For
just
sure.
because that makes it something that I actually want to wear. And that it's not even an attack. Like I'll wear sponsor branded hats and jerseys myself as well. But like there's just something that adds to like me wearing it for a longer period of time. The Diamondbacks have been giving away some great items over the last 2 years that have not had any kind of sponsorship branding on them, or if they were, it was kind of small and inconspicuous. So they've done a great job with that.
Yeah. So like, I think, I don't know. For me, I've never been like a put my bobble. I know, and the chat's really mad at me right now. I've never been a put my bobblehead up in my room type of guy. But I
Yeah.
don't know. I just was never really my thing. So yeah, the replica jerseys were good. You know what's crazy is like every year I love buying souvenir cups. Like
Souvenir cups.
just give them away. Like yeah,
Yeah.
if you look in my cupboard at my house, I've got like 17 souvenir cups. They're all my big water cups that I take to bed.
I have a bobblehead scenario you might enjoy. What if the Diamondbacks re-sign Tommy Pham, connecting bobbleheads? Tommy Phams has a little arm you can pull back with spring action in it, and it smacks the Jock Peterson bobblehead, and then it can like bobble.
Yeah.
But you have to get both. You have to go to 2 different games to collect both sides of it in order to get it. That way,
You know, it'd be fun, Derek.
See, I'm good at marketing.
They could give out like they could
Baseballs?
just preprint like signed baseballs, or like I would love like the
Don't like that.
baseballs that you can
I
buy
don't
in
like
the team
pre-printed
store.
signed baseballs. What?
You know the baseballs you can buy in the team store that all have the really cool designs on them. You can give those.
Oh
away
yeah. Those are very cool. Or like just something with the the season on it, an inaugural, like a opening day baseball, something like that. The Haboob Globe was still one of the best things they ever did, and not the
that was
stupid Star
phenomenal.
Wars one. The
That
original
was
one was
phenomenal. Yeah.
incredible. I again, some of my favorite items that they've ever had are all like here on the shelf above me. There's the Gonzo, like from Muppets Gonzo that they had. So if there was some sort of, a La Pina pineapple guy, or
Ooh, that'd
something
be
like
fun.
that, like a little, but instead of the green, stuff at the top, just like some purple hair coming out of the top of a pineapple. I don't
Did you
know.
ever get this one?
Oh, that's legit. Yes. Yeah. Give me a starting lineup action figure. Yeah, that would be really, really cool. Even if it doesn't even have to be high quality. You know what I mean? It just, if it comes in the starting lineup kind of packaging and stuff, that's enough for me.
Derek, this is a really random aside story. So when
Let's go.
I was an intern at the Diamondbacks, the last thing that I had to do before my internships were over, I did back-to-back years. We had to move, so they have a tape room which has tapes from like 98 season all the way to it was whatever the current season was, because yes, they still record every game and the video board on tape. Like if you guys ever see yourself on the video board and you want it, whoever's working there, they pull it from a tape of that game. And there's also a digital recording that we have. But so our job was to move all of the tapes. This is like 20 years of tapes down to a different storage room on the field level so that they could clear space. Well, in order to do that, we had to clear out one of the storage rooms down on the field level. And I found there was 3 wooden boxes with season ticket holder giveaways that we got to keep. You ready for this?
Let's
You
go.
ready for this?
No.
A Diamondbacks branded cigar cutter and holder.
Whoa. Let's
and
go.
a stainless steel Arizona Diamondbacks flask.
All right. Yeah. Like I'm all in on those. Give me a flask. Give me a cigar. I don't even smoke cigars, but give me
In a
one
brand
of
new,
those. That's
like,
awesome.
mahogany wood box. It was sick. It
Yeah.
was literally the coolest thing that I have.
I do have one giveaway item that they should ultimately do and do it more than once. Give away rattles. Give away those little
Oh,
snake
yeah.
rattles that
Yeah,
they used
for
to
sure.
have, right? Don't make people buy them in the team shop. Figure out a way to make those cheaply, give them away. And then, like, when everybody has those and they start bringing them to the ballpark, the sound that the crowd could collectively make as a rattlesnake
Absolutely. Can you
together.
imagine?
Come on, what are we
It's
doing?
game 7 of the World Series. The whole
Oh,
crowd has their rattle.
just yeah. Talk about a home field advantage. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. All right. Well, Cogs is here, so I guess we can actually answer Cogs's question now, but he is once again tardy, so I'm going to mark him down for that. What do we got, Jacob, for Cogs's question? Cogs wants to know, Derek, what's the most absurd way one could get onto the scoreboard screen at Chase Field? Asking for a friend. Jacob,
You could just talk. You could just talk. Yeah, as I say, you could just talk to me, Cogs. I can get you on there.
Yeah, just ask Jacob.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how. I can get you on.
Yeah, he can get you on.
What you do when you're on the screen. That's. I mean,
that's up to you.
Hey, I'm not going there because yes, you still have to behave. But beyond that,
the possibilities are endless. That's all I'm hearing is that the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I mean, they'll kick you out if you do something, not cool. But
taking your shirt off as a small child somehow totally acceptable, right? That's actually going to get you on the
at that
scoreboard.
Suns game, Derek?
I was at a lot of Diamondbacks games where that seemed to be a very frequent occurrence. Let me tell you. Now, don't get me wrong. It's 117 degrees in Arizona in July, so it's an understandable act, but not one that should be plastered up on the scoreboard, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's a bit odd.
Let's get Cogs to do the worm, as Groundhog Mama says, because we have video of that. And even though he goes backwards as the worm, it's still a pretty good worm. So
going
maybe we'll
forward
get Cogs
is
doing
really
the worm
difficult.
What's that?
Going forward is really difficult.
Going forwards is the harder
doing
version
the worm.
of the worm.
It's the harder version of the worm.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I've never seen somebody do it.
You've never what?
You
never watched WWE programming? There was a guy that did it as a move. Come on, Jacob. Get on board. Get on board. Scotty Too Hottie. What do we got? All right, Don's Bread knows Scotty Too Hottie very well. Mark asks, if you had to bet on a D-backs player that could vibe out a bear, who would it be? And by vibe out, he means come in and get a bear to chill. I imagine this is an angry bear. Maybe they did some sort of promotion where they brought a bear to Chase Field and it's somehow now on the loose. It's gone mad. It's taken up like cold beers and cheeseburgers. Maybe it got all the way up there, and they need a player for some reason to go in there, even though these are probably the worst options, player to go chill the bear out. Who are we going?
Are you ready for this, Derek?
I know the answer, so
count of three.
I will answer you. Who?
On the count of three. We're gonna say our answer at the same time. Ready? One, two, three. Christian Walker.
Zach Gallen. What? No. What'd you say?
Christian Walker would definitely get a bear to come drink some whiskey.
You are absolutely wrong.
And then he turned the bear into his rug.
Yeah, exactly. Christian Walker would hunt the bear for fun, and then that's the end of the bear's life. We wanted the bear to chill out, Jacob. This is a different thing we're asking here.
I think bears are sophisticated animals. I think they want to come chill and have a pint of bourbon.
Oh, well, that's like he could convince him of that, sure. But we know Christian Walker isn't going to be able to resist turning him into a rug. We know that. Come on.
It was either that or Jake McCarthy.
He has like a ranch. There's so many places he could put a bear head up on the wall. Like, come on, what are we doing here? There's no way Christian Walker is the guy to get a bear to chill out.
See, but like here's my thing. Zach Gallen's gonna be like, "Hey, dude, did you like see this video of me throwing this pitch? Like, can I watch this 17 times?" Like, I think he kind of bore the bear a little bit.
Yeah, that's
it. Like, are bears interested in analytics and video?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Groundhog Mama says Brent Strom. That's experience. That man has lots of experience chilling out bears on the mound, if you will, chilling out large angry men in very nerve-wracking situations. Connor Mormon says Paul Sewald's big dad energy would calm the bear down. See,
Jake McCarthy's a really good call here.
I need more just because Jake McCarthy is who he is.
Come on.
Is it the same kind of Zach Gallen chill vibe?
You know, Jake. Tori, Sean says Tori would crush beers with a bear.
Tori's going to ride the bear. Tori's going to ride the bear. Tori's going to put a saddle on the bear and ride it like a horse just for fun, and we know that. That's not. No,
I think it's probably Jake McCarthy. I think after long thought, I think it's probably Jake McCarthy. I think he's just like he'd be like, "Sup, dude," and the bear would be like, "Sup," and then they'd have a beer, maybe surf some waves.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I've been outvoted on this one. What else we got? Michael Rokicki with the next question. Michael asks if Tommy Pham agreed to a one-on-one match with Jock Peterson before returning to the D-backs, but you had to be the guest referee and take a ref bump. Do you say yes? Jacob, this is the easiest answer of the entire day. I mean, there's actually one about Baxter-sized snakes and snake-sized Baxters, which is also very easy. But in this case, the answer is yes. Whatever I would need to do, whatever I would need to put on the line, like, okay, Derek, get the ski tattoo. Derek, get your hair purple. Whatever I would need to do to make this match happen, I would make it happen. Because that's, like, we're leaving money on the table here. They say there's no dream matches left in professional wrestling. I beg to differ. And this is an obvious example of that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a heavyweight battle right there for sure.
Yeah. A ref bump, by the way, Jacob, is where, like, as a ref,
I was like, I don't know what that is, but I wasn't going to admit it. So
yeah, I was going to have to get knocked down by them while they're fighting or attacked in some way. Like one guy swings a chair at the other guy and he misses, but then I'm there and I get knocked out, which allows for additional shenanigans to happen. I don't take bumps. That's a condition of my contract with IZW Wrestling. I was once asked if I could catch a man jumping off of an awning, and my promoter said absolutely not. So I'm not allowed to take bumps. So I mean, as long as you don't tell Greg DeMarco, then I'll take whatever bumps we need to do because this match needs to happen, Jacob. And there is lots of discussion about Tommy Pham staying around and being part of this team. I honestly, all the jokes aside, it actually makes a lot of sense for Tommy Pham to stay on this team. And I will say,
where does he fit?
The main reason is the jokes. I did put all the jokes aside, but the main reason is the jokes.
Positionally, he does not fit. He does not fit.
Yeah. he can. We get rid of some other people. That's the key. But anyway, all right. Well, you can bet, by the way, on MLB baseball right now. You can do some future bets. Maybe bet on this year's Rookie of the Year. Is it going to be Jordan Lawlar? I don't know. I imagine the odds aren't very good on that. So if you want to throw some money down, one of those places you could do so is over at our friends at BetMGM Sportsbook. And of course, if you sign up using our code of PHNX right now and deposit $5 into your newly created account, bet that amount at a standard odds price, you will receive $158 in bonus bets regardless of the outcome of your wager. And of course, a great place to get some ideas on what to bet, how to bet is over at the PHNX Bet Show. Damon is off this week because he is in Mobile, Alabama. Is that right, Jacob? You sent him to
I mean,
Mobile?
he's currently sitting in the office right now, but
Oh,
he will be in Mobile. Yeah.
I see. He comes to work, but he doesn't want to produce my show anymore.
Well,
That's fine. Whatever.
I mean, he had to get to the airport, Derek. He has to get to the airport at some point.
You could produce. Look, the internet is not great. We've established.
You want me to get him to come say hi to the people after?
No, I don't. No, I'm mad at him. I'm gonna put all sorts of extra work in. But anyway, sign up for the BetMGM app and use bonus code PHNX, and also check out the PHNX Bet Show to, of course, get some great ideas on how to bet. We will all be kind of helping out there while Damon is out. But in the meantime, you can place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile application for at least $5. You will receive $158 instantly in additional winnings, regardless of your wager's outcome. Check out the show notes for full details, and now listen to Damon talk about the disclaimer.
Problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms. This promotional offer is not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. There we go. See, you're in for it. Thank you to all your diehards, by the way, for being here. If you are a diehard, if you're not a diehard, make sure to join us over at gophnx.com. It's a great time to join us right before baseball season. Get yourself a free t-shirt from the phnxlocker.com. Get access to Jesse's newsletter and all sorts of other fun content, including access to our Discord lounge where we are doing some diehard exclusive content. We have our diehard discussions. We have upcoming game show squeeze play, city council meetings, and so much more. So make sure to sign up today. You also get discounts with our partners and discounts at some of our events, including our upcoming takeover in July of that Chase Field pool, where we will be out living the good life at poolside while watching some baseball. So, of course, join us today. There he is. There's my guy. I miss him so much. I miss you so much, Damon. Yeah, I'll take the field. Yeah, like I'm tired of bark. We are Damon.
If you don't want to miss Damon this week, become a diehard, and you can talk to him in the Discord.
That's right. That's right. And they're going to be bringing you some amazing content down there from Alabama. So keep your eyes peeled on the Cardinals feed for all of that. Of course, if you want to check out some amazing sports shows, concerts, upcoming events, wrestling is going to be in town here soon. AEW, WWE, all sorts of great stuff. You can get your last minute tickets over at Game Time. If you have that FOMO, cure that FOMO by getting best tickets, best deals last minute with our friends at Game Time on Tickets. It's the fastest growing ticketing app in the country for a reason, and that reason is it's aesthetically pleasing, it's easy to use, and of course, it saves you money on getting those last-minute ticket deals. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use our code of PHNX, and you will get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, use code PHNX to get $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, I think we have some more Mailbag Monday questions. Jacob, what do we got? Next question comes from Elizabeth at the Burritosaur, one of my favorite human beings on here. And she asks, how many little drink umbrellas do you think you could sneak into Jesse's hair without him noticing? Now, I imagine this is at some sort of bar scenario where Jesse is there with other people conversating, allowing me to freely go and obtain these small umbrellas from the bar and put them in his hair. Jacob, I am setting the over-under at 5.5.
Is his hair does it have some stick to it? What is it like?
I'm going to tell you, it does.
Is it thinner? Is it thicker?
No, Jesse's got some fairly thick hair, and he kind of doesn't really do much with it, so it kind of sticks up, right? And if he hasn't had a haircut in a while, I know that he doesn't really care. Like his hair is there, and he knows it's there, and like he wants it to all kind of go in the same direction and out of his face. But outside of that, I don't feel like Jesse cares very much about his hair. Now, I also am banking on the fact that Jesse is a very patient person. So once he does notice that I am putting the umbrellas in his hair, I feel like Jesse would allow me probably to put 2 or 3 more in before he finally gets fed up and questions what I'm doing, right? Like he's just that kind of person
But
that
okay,
tolerates a lot of torment from me.
that's not the question is before he notices,
Oh,
without him
without him know,
noticing.
well, see, that's what I'm saying though. Like he probably is going to notice around number 3, but he's not going to say anything. He's going to notice when he's going to say, "What are you doing? Why do you
Yeah,
keep
so
going?" Connor says 3 to
I'm
4
going
max.
under. Yeah, I'm going under.
Everybody's taking the under on the 5.5. All right, well, we'll have to put that to the test. I'm gonna
Where are
say
we? Where are is it loud? Is it
yeah. There's a lot of distractions. We're at a
okay.
company event, let's say at a bar. Jesse is talking to people.
Is it a
Maybe there are
swim up bar?
diehards there. Maybe Elizabeth is there helping me out, distract Jesse specifically. So I feel like there's a lot of advantages there for me to be doing this. But I
Are we
guess
having pina coladas?
yes. The answer is yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Like
And I
the
think,
umbrellas are there. They're actively available
yeah,
in front
yeah.
of us.
So we're having pina coladas for sure.
I mean, I don't know. Josh
Why
says
not?
the dude who was a math teacher, he knew you had the umbrella in your hand before you even took it out. He's not a ninja. Why is like he's a
But
math
yeah,
teacher?
but
How
yeah,
does
but
that make him
you see,
aware of what's going on around him? I'm
the pina
sneaky. I'm
coladas
very
make you
sneaky. I'm a very sneaky
inconspicuous for
individual.
sure. You just ask the bartender, "Hey, can I get like 4 extra umbrellas in my pina colada?" And
Yeah.
the bartender's
Yeah.
like,
Oh
"Cool,
yeah.
I got you." And you're like, "Oh," and then it doesn't
She
even
didn't
look
say
like
they
you're
had to be
missing
open.
any.
I have to pop
Yeah.
them open full size, right? Like so they're not like I could stick them in with the umbrellas still closed.
Now you
That's
got me
giving me an
thinking.
extra,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Now you
Right.
got me
See.
thinking for sure.
You guys don't know how far I'm gonna go. What else we got? Let's get on. Do we have any? We don't have any real questions in this segment, so let's get on with the ridiculousness. What else we got? Ryan asks, Hanley at Ryan RYN_HNLY asks, is Jesse drinking enough water and will Cody finish his story at WrestleMania? Jesse, there is no way he is drinking enough water. It's just impossible. He
Where
rode
is
his
Jesse? Where is he
DC.
vacationing?
He is in Washington, D.C. Jesse likes to go to the coldest climates he possibly can when he's vacationing because he lives in a warm, enjoyable climate, I guess. And that's just what excites him besides the baseball savant page in the bathtub. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
But
he went to Portland. Like,
he's definitely, he's during the worst like snowstorm they've had all year.
this is
I will
awful.
say no. He's not drinking enough water. And then to answer the other question, Jacob, I got this. I'll handle this. For those of you that don't know, Cody Rhodes, son of Plumber, son of Dusty Rhodes, son of a former superstar that never got a chance to win the WWF/WWE championship, and his son Cody returned to the WWE after pretty storied career outside and inside WWE. And now the finishing the story is winning the championship. And of course, he won the Royal Rumble this weekend, as anybody who cares about wrestling knows. And yes, he is going to finish this story. There was all this talk about him doing it last year when he fought Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And the one thing was that would have just been too easy. He came into the company, he goes in the Royal Rumble, he wins it, and then he goes on. It's too easy. He had to face adversity. He had to face some odds. He had to have some ups and downs and have some stuff happen where, he really is tested and forged by fire. And now here he is ready to beat Roman Reigns for the championship. And that, Jacob, is the most I'm going to talk about wrestling on this show for right now. And I'll let you
I was gonna say,
get back to
isn't there
stuff
other,
you know
yeah,
about. But
isn't
Cody
there
Rhodes,
other,
by the way, great guy. Love him. He follows me on Twitter, and he's a phenomenal human being because he follows me on Twitter. That's the reason why. And yes, I am dropping that whole name and information there. What else we got? All right. Lee at Nelson81_ asks, can we re-sign Yasmani Tomas to be the right-handed DH? Lee has been blocked from our Twitter account, so he can't do any more damage, or he can't hurt any of us anymore. That's it. Do we answer the question? Or no, we don't. All right. Next question. Brett Lee Johnson at Brett_Johnson44. He asks, who would win in a fight, 10 snake-sized Baxters or 1 Baxter-sized snake?
absolutely one Baxter-sized snake.
The Baxter-sized snake is going to win, right?
Absolutely.
The Baxter-sized snake could eat me or you, Jacob.
Yeah.
That's a baby kaiju. That is a little tiny Godzilla. That's not something to be messed with by anybody, let alone 10 little snake-sized Baxters? Come on. Those are formidable. Maybe if they get on each other's shoulders, they can cause some minor inconveniences, but I'm not worried about 10 snake-sized Baxters at all.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
Are they connected Baxters?
No, they're not
Because the
connected.
connected Baxters are fucking
But like, what
ridiculous.
type of? I guess the question is, what type of snake are you talking about? Because like, I imagine we're talking about a diamondback, right? A rattlesnake.
Is there some snake that's much bigger than other snakes, like a boa constrictor?
Yeah, you're talking like a python that's like 10 feet long. Then yeah, maybe 10 of those would win. But
See, it's an odd thing. Like, or is this a very long, skinny Baxter now? Because the less girth he has, the less I'm afraid of the 10 of them, to be honest. But again, the snake-sized Baxter, he's killing all of us. We're all dead at the hands, or lack of hands, I should say, at this fucking Baxter-sized snake. What are we doing here? It's an easy one. This is as easy as the Yasmani Tomas thing. I think we could go on. Jacob's still thinking about it.
no,
You're
I think
putting
we're
way
good.
too much
I think,
thought
I
into
think
this.
I'm okay. I think I'm okay.
All right. Were you good? Okay, let's
Yeah.
go. Next question. All right. We got AZ Spurts Girl 224 asking who would win in a fight, me or Sean? Is Sean still here? I need to know Sean's thoughts on this because
Look,
I'm
I
not
would
taking
never
here.
fight Sean. He's one of my children. So
I'd fight Sean, but I'm not really saying that I would or wouldn't win. I think deep down inside, Sean's a lot of talk, but he has a heart of gold. And I think he would have a hard time really going for the kill shot, right? And I wouldn't, because I fight dirty, as many of you know. So I just don't know if he's ready to be kicked in the junk like that. I don't know if he's ready for eye gouging or any of the rules that are banned by Ultimate Fighting.
yeah, I mean, look, I think I could now that Sean's been in Boston for like a few months, like I think he knows. Like you get mugged on the daily in Boston. So
That's
like
true. He lives in a very tough city now. Yeah.
I
I already
think
got
I think
mugged
he's
twice
got some
today.
moves. I think he's got some
Yeah.
moves. But you're also talking about a guy that's eaten at least 60 chicken parms since he got there.
Yeah.
So like, is he slow?
He talked about cutting his mustache and his hair off, and that's where all
yeah,
the
like
power
that
is.
tells
So
me
we
that
know
maybe
that.
he's not mentally in the fight.
Yeah, definitely.
He'll fight you with his
Now's
words.
the time to attack. Now is
he'll
the
fight
time
you.
to
He'll
attack.
fight you with his
Oh
words.
no, he's here! Oh shit!
Listen. First off, don't sit here and insult my drive, my desire. Because if I gotta fight somebody, I'll fight somebody. Nobody is safe. Secondly, I don't want any smoke with you, Derek. I think you kick my ass. Like if we were in a ring or something like that, like I think maybe I could like run longer than you could. Maybe. So like if we're in like an open field, maybe I could tire you out.
Yeah.
But if we're in a ring or an octagon, you got dad strength. I don't want smoke with you. You kick my ass. People think I'm cocky. I'm realistic. I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. And physical strength is not one of my strengths.
All right. Well, thank you for that. We appreciate you stopping by, and I miss you. Hope you're having a good time.
I miss you more.
We miss you, Sean.
Later, buddy. Oh my God, that's the delightful present I needed today. And yeah, he's right. I would kick his ass. So that's probably the correct answer. Let's get off fighting.
Yeah, I'm not fighting.
I want to fight Sean. I love Sean.
Yeah.
What else we got? We got the birthday girl.
Last question.
Birthday girl, Krista Dula. Happy birthday again. Asks, what's the best birthday gift you could buy me for under $10? How about with unlimited budget? Would you support players having to either sing their walk up? Well, let's do this one at a time. We're just going to handle this first one. Best birthday gift I could buy her for under $10. I already know what that is. It was the Foco bullpen cart that I got for $8 at the Arizona Diamondbacks garage sale thing that they have.
That's a good one.
It is still one of the best deals I've ever purchased in my entire time of purchasing things at Chase Field. And I would happily gift that to Chris, but hers would have a little Michaela Perkins in the driver's seat. That's what I would give her for a gift under $10.
But to get it customized, like, so how are you going to get that under $10 if it was $8 without Michaela in the front seat?
Jacob, Michaela is just a blonde woman that I can easily get a very cheap dollar store action figure. I'm not going to go out and pay to have like a Michaela Perkins recreated. That
Okay.
seems very
Okay.
custom action figure seems very expensive. I can go buy a very, very cheap 99-cent store doll, if you will, and just stick it in there, and it's going to look like Michaela. She says, how about with an unlimited budget? What are we
Mm,
giving her with an unlimited budget?
mm. She's already got
I know what
season
I'm doing.
tickets. She's already got season
Yeah,
tickets.
season tickets is covered. I'm flying her to Cooperstown to go to the Baseball
Ooh,
Hall of Fame, right? And
yeah.
then I'm gonna have Josh Rowich take her out for a little tour of the
Yep.
city, of the town,
Absolutely.
you
Yep.
know,
All you gotta
and
do is
then
make one call. Josh would do it.
delightful steak dinner on me for all of
Josh
them.
would absolutely do it.
He would. He's one of the best people in baseball that I've ever met, and he couldn't be at a better place. Like what a guy that loves baseball that much, running that place. That's fantastic, and I know
I
Chris would have a
would
delightful time.
I would get Chris a time machine.
Oh, to go
So if
back
there's
to
multiple sporting events in Arizona in one night, she could attend one,
hmm,
time machine
yeah,
back, and attend
yeah,
another one.
yeah. That's true. She does. She does have a busy schedule many nights where she is like leaving a Suns game at halftime to go watch something else, like a Diamondbacks game or something. It's impressive. What else? What is the other part of her question?
The other part of her question was, would you support players having to either sing their walk-up song into a mic or dance from a warm-up circle to the
Oh,
dish?
dancing, 100%. Because dancing is like singing. Most of them are going to be bad at it, right? So we're just going to have to listen
Yeah, because
to a
like I don't
terrible
wanna
person
listen to
singing.
that. Yeah.
I mean, again, we're trying to get Jesse to learn all the words to a Millie, but Alec singing a Millie into the mic on the way up, that
How's
could
that
be
going?
fire.
How's that
That could be
going?
fire.
How is
How-
Jesse learning a Millie going?
He has a lot of questions,
If I
Jacob.
came
A
into the
lot of
office and I was
questions.
like, "A Millie, a Millie, a Millie,
Yeah.
a Millie,
Mostly
a
he was
Millie."
like, how, like, he was like, this, like, Coke and a Derriere, how's Coca-Cola? And I was like, I can't, where do I start with this? But it's, it's a whole thing. But anyway, yeah, dancing up to the plate, that's electric. That is electric. That's something I wouldn't tire of. I would tire of listening to these ball players sing their own walk-up music very quickly because it would be terrible.
Yeah, it'd be
It's
bad.
funny to go to karaoke and listen to terrible people sing for a little while. But if you're there at a bar and everybody's terrible, you're leaving. You're like, I can't take this anymore. We got to go. I can't listen to these
Yeah.
terrible people
Yeah.
sing terribly. But no, we are absolutely watching them dance up to the plate every single time because it's going to get more elaborate. That's the way sports go. There's going to be like capes and hats involved. There's going to be all sorts of shit. Like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I wanna be entertained. I don't wanna have my ears bleed.
Yes. Yeah. And even a bad dancer is funny to watch dance when you make them dance. Like if it's part of it, you have to dance. It's just part of the new MLB rules, along with like the shorter pitch clock and everything like that. Like, yeah, sorry, it's a fucking violation. If you don't dance up here, it's a strike. That's basically what it is. It's a
Ooh,
first pitch strike.
we're
You
punishing
don't
them
dance
now?
up to the dish.
We're punishing them now?
Yeah, fuck yeah. It's a rule, Jacob. You can't just have rules without consequences. Then they're
Okay.
just you asking stuff. I'm not
Okay.
asking them to dance. I am
Hey,
demanding.
hey. I hear ya. I hear ya.
All right. Excited. Sorry, got excited. But anyway,
I hear ya.
happy birthday once again to Chris. I hope those were the answers that she was looking for. And I appreciate you guys all being here. This was awesome. Jacob, you're the best. I appreciate you being here. We're going to have Espo stop by tomorrow, and me and Espo, I think, are going to cast that 2023 postseason movie finally once and for all. We've been meaning to do that. And I'm very excited to have Jordan from the Cespedes Family Barbecue Boys joining me on Wednesday. This is all I could do to basically make up for Jesse not being here. And it's still not enough because Jesse, this show's nothing without Jesse, and we all know that. But we appreciate you guys for stopping by. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter. I am at Cap_caveman with a K. This maniac in the square next to me is at Jacob_Franklin4, only because he's the fourth best Jacob Franklin. Of course, our show is at PHNX_DBacks, but all roads do lead to at PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We thank you guys so much for your time. We appreciate you for stopping by. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it is so much more fun when you make players dance on their way to the dish.
We all silly like the mayor.
It says we're still live. It's trying my Wi-Fi, Derek. You might need to do it. The office Wi-Fi's it's